this show. Now I remember why I gave up on this show during season 2. Because I wasn't even going to watch this season. I wasn't even going to watch this episode. Because I'm trying to reduce my intake of brain dead stupid. I get more than enough of it with the movies I have to watch. I'm not going to purposely go watch a show that I know is filled with brain dead stupid. But I ended up watching it. And I have this weird sense of responsibility, I guess. Because how else are you fans of this show going to know the brain dead stupid of this episode unless I make a video explaining it to you? Because I'm here for you. I do this for you. It's just the kind of guy I am. The things I do for you guys. So I guess kind of a disclaimer. If you liked this show, if you like this episode, don't watch this video because I'm going to point out the brain dead stupid. I guess a good place to start is the beginning because the fight scene between the Mandalorians and the giant crocodile, giant alligator, whatever, calling it a giant crocodile. The fight scene between the Mandalorian and the giant crocodile is the show going, we want a fight scene between the Mandalorians and this giant crocodile, and we don't care how forced it is, we don't care how much stupid is necessary for it to happen. We want a fight scene between the Mandalorians and the giant crocodile. Here's the thing with the fight scene between the Mandalorians and the giant crocodile. First of all, why the hell does the armorer have a forge in a cave beside a body of water that apparently contains giant monsters? I mean, they would have had to bring down the equipment. They would have had to install the equipment. They would have had to, set everything up. During that entire time that they set up the forge for the armor in that cave, there was never an appearance of a giant monster in that body of water that is literally right where the giant cave is. And if the armorer has her forge in that cave, wouldn't the other Mandalorians have, houses or huts nearby? But whatever. So, but let's go with the fact. Let's go with the fact that the entire time that the armorer set up her forge in that cave, they never encountered a random appearance of a giant monster from that body of water. Okay. Well, isn't it a good thing? Isn't it a coincidence? Isn't it lucky? Luckily, the Mandalorians came to this ceremony fully armed. I could understand carrying a sidearm for a ceremonial effect, except the Mandalorians came to this very innocuous ceremony, not only with blaster rifles, but you had, I believe, one or two of the Mandalorians come to this ceremony with his Gatling gun. Why would he bring his Gatling gun to this ceremony? Some of them even brought their jetpacks. Why would they do that unless they knew that that body of water had a chance of a random giant monster coming out of it, and so came to the ceremony fully armed, prepared in case a giant monster showed up? Meaning, the Mandalorians, first of all, that means the armorer built her forge in a cave by a body of water they knew contained giant monsters, and they held a ceremony in a body of water they knew had a chance of a giant monster appearing, because the show's going, we want a giant monster to fight the Mandalorians, and damn it, that's what's going to happen. But then the fight breaks out. And I'm like, why are they fighting this giant crocodile? Here's the thing. The giant crocodile never leaves the water. It's not like the giant crocodile goes on the beach and is running around and chasing the Mandalorians. It's standing in, that shallow bit of water. Speaking of the water, I got to get to it. I'm going to be all over the place. Sorry, bunch of stupid all over the place. This is what I love about shows and movies like this. The magical extra dimensional qualities of water. You get a body of water that is deep enough to be able to have it that this giant crocodile is able to be fully submerged. But then once the crocodile breaks the surface, can now stand on that same body of water, because now that body of water that 5 seconds ago was deep enough to fully submerge that giant crocodile is now suddenly magically shallow enough so that the crocodile can actually stand on it. Whatever. Because again, you have it that the armor and that little kid is standing in the shallow water and it only goes up to their ankles. And then suddenly 20 feet away, the water is suddenly... So in other words, the beach goes like this and then suddenly just drops down like that. Whatever. But here's the thing. I'm watching them and I'm going, why are you fighting this giant crocodile? Just leave, retreat, back up. The only way the giant crocodile can actually attack any of the Mandalorians is if the Mandalorians get close enough to the giant crocodile to be able to be attacked. You have Mandalorians who are literally, you have the giant crocodile here. You have Mandalorians that are just standing here, just standing still shooting at it. Back up, retreat. You got guys in jetpacks, leave. What do the Mandalorians gain in fighting this giant crocodile? Nothing, considering they're not doing anything to it. They're not hurting it. Leave. Well, you can't have the Mandalorians leave, because if you have them intelligent enough to realize that it's a losing battle, that they can't actually hurt this giant crocodile, how are you going to have this fight between the Mandalorians and the giant crocodile? To further establish that, the only way that this fight scene works is if the show has the Mandalorians, who are supposed to be this elite fighting force, just brain dead stupid. And this is exemplified. There's a scene where you have, I believe, 3 or 4 Mandalorians fire their grappling hook at the giant crocodile. And I'm looking at them, I'm going, what's your plan? What do you expect to do? You have a Mandalorian who has a Gatling gun, who is firing at point blank range at this giant crocodile. It's not hurting him. You've seen a bunch of Mandalorians on their jetpacks land on the back of this giant crocodile, put mines on its back, the mines explode. That doesn't hurt the giant crocodile. So what were you expecting to do by firing your grappling hook at the giant crocodile? What was their plan? To reel it in like it's a giant fish? Let's say the giant crocodile, because after they fire the grappling hooks onto the giant crocodile spins. The Mandalorians are stupid enough to just keep holding onto the grappling line so that they can actually get flipped. But let's say the giant crocodile didn't spin. What was their plan? What was their plan? Nothing, because they're idiots. The only way this fight scene between the Mandalorian and the giant crocodile can actually happen is if the Mandalorians are brain dead, stupid, bumbling idiots just attacking. Not only that, let's say the only reason the fight ends is because Din Djarin, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, shows up, shoots it with the ship, and the giant crocodile dies. Let's say, by sheer coincidence, what a coincidence that Din Djarin just happens to show up while they're fighting the giant crocodile. But let's say Din Djarin didn't show up. What were the Mandalorians going to do? Just stay there and stand their ground and get their asses kicked? Forget the purge. Forget the Empire carpet bombing Mandalore. The Mandalorians are stupid enough to... But then we have Din Djarin showing up. I'm going, why is Din Djarin even there? Why is Din Djarin even there? This show has absolutely no reason for Din Djarin to even come there to talk to the armorer. Because the only reason he shows up is to show the armorer a piece of the crystallized planet of Mandalore. So what? So what? Your penance or your redemption is still the same thing. This movie, this episode actually has Din Djarin go meet the armorer so that the armorer can tell Din Djarin what he needs to do, even though the beginning of the episode has a flashback scene of the armorer telling Din Djarin what he needs to do. There's a before the episode starts, there's a whole bunch of flashbacks. One of the flashbacks is the armorer telling Din Djarin he needs to go to the planet Mandalore and he needs to bathe in the waters to be able to redeem himself. But then the show actually has a scene where Din Djarin goes to the armorer so that the armorer can once again tell Din Djarin what the... And not only that, for those of you who are fans of this show, explain to me the disadvantage of no longer being a Mandalore. Because once again, the armorer tells Din Djarin, you are Mandalore no more. Well, what's the disadvantage of that? Seriously, like, what's the penalty? He still gets to wear... he still gets to wear the armor, which doesn't make any sense because he's no longer worthy of the armor because he's no longer a Mandalore. In what was it? I forget which episode, but when Din Djarin meets the Marshal is wearing Mandalorian armor. Din Djarin says, take that off, or I'm taking it off for you. Why? Because the Marshal isn't Mandalorian. He's not a Mandalore, therefore is not allowed to wear the armor. Well, if Din Djarin is no longer Mandalore, if the show constantly keeps establishing this is the way. Well, if he's no longer Mandalore, why is the armorer letting him be able to keep the armor? Because the show wants Din Djarin to be able to keep the armor because that way, you can have it. But so what's the penalty? None. He still gets to wear the armor. He still keeps the helmet on. Hey, Din Djarin, you're no longer a Mandalore. You can take the helmet off. She can't punish you anymore. Whether you've taken your helmet off once or whether you keep it off all the time doesn't change anything. You can take it off, dude, but whatever. He still gets to keep his equipment. He gets an audience with the armorer. How? He has no rank because Din Djarin is no longer Mandalore. He has no standing. He has no rank among the Mandalorians. So why would the armorer grant him an audience? Well, she wouldn't. But the show doesn't want Din Djarin to actually suffer any consequences of no longer being Mandalore, but still have to redeem himself to be able to be Mandalore again. So the whole purpose of this, again, what's the disadvantage of no longer being Mandalore? Nothing, apparently. You could still be, he could still be a bounty hunter, but he's not doing that anymore. Like, he's not even, out of curiosity, Din Djarin, do you have a job? Do you have a job? Like, how are you paying for anything? How are you paying for the fuel for your ship? Anything. I don't know. Apparently the show's forgotten that he doesn't need a job, I guess, whatever. So then he goes, after the conversation with, the armorer, he says he has to go meet an old friend. This broke me. This broke my mind. Okay, try and follow me on this. Din Djarin wants to go to, what's the name of, wants to go to Navarro to go see an old friend. That old friend is, I believe, IG-11. Here's the thing. The last time Din Djarin saw IG-11, IG-11 blew himself up. He blew himself up. So as far as Din Djarin is concerned, IG-11 is no more. There is no more IG-11. Not only that, this is his first time back at Navarro. So how does Din Djarin know that there's a statue of IG-11 in Navarro for him to know that he can go there to visit his old friend? How does that work? He doesn't know that. So let me see, try to understand. Din Djarin has no way of knowing that there's a statue of IG-11 in Navarro. Because as far as Din Djarin knows, IG-11 blew himself up, so there's nothing left to actually make a statue of. Plus, he doesn't know that they made a statue of him because he hasn't been to Navarro until this episode. So how does he know that he can go to Navarro to visit an old friend? So anyway, you see the statue of IG-11. And I thought it was just a statue in remembrance. But apparently, it's actual parts of IG-11. Now, I figured it was going to be, a bit of a finger or a part of the arm or a part of, like little pieces. Because the last time I remember, IG-11 goes, I have to self-destruct because no one's allowed to be able to get my parts or whatever and get any information from me. So the last time I saw IG-11, he blew himself up real good. What happens? Apparently, his entire upper torso survived the explosion. Wow! What a useless self-destruct ability. So apparently, the bomb that was supposed to self-destruct IG-11 wasn't even powerful enough to destroy IG-11. Because the show goes, we want IG-11 back, and we don't care how forced it is. We don't care what brain dead stupid is necessary to get IG-11 back again. God damn it, IG-11's gonna be in this show, and you guys can deal with it. And of course you all went, yeah, sure, no problem. The fact that the self-destruct ability of IG-11 doesn't actually destroy him, no problem. Then he's able to, he's apparently, first of all, why does he need IG-11? Why does he even need a droid? All he's gonna do is go to the planet. Why would he need a droid? Oh wait, he wouldn't. But the show wants to forcefully inject this. Oh, remember IG-11? We're bringing him back. Oh, what's the Karga? Remember Karga? We're gonna have him go back to Navarro so you can remember Karga and see what. When did Din Djarin stop hating droids? Somebody in the comments, explain to me, when did Din Djarin stop hating droids? I must have missed that episode. Then again, I probably did. So then he has it so that he's paying these little creatures or whatever to repair IG-11. Again, with what money, dude? You don't have a job. You don't bounty hunt anymore, remember? You refused a job from Karga, so whatever. Apparently money in Star Wars is like in Star Trek. Nobody uses money anymore. Then he goes, now remember, it's not that IG-11 is no longer available. He just has to wait until IG-11 is repaired. What does he do in the meantime? He goes to, I keep calling her Boca Raton, but that's not her name. It's Bo-Katan? Bo-Katan. He goes to Bo-Katan and goes, I want to join you. Why? Like, why would you want to join her because apparently she wants to retake Mandalore. Yeah, but she needs the Darksaber to do that. You have the Darksaber. Oh, there's the other one. Why does he still have the Darksaber? Why wouldn't the armorer have gone, you're no longer Mandalore. You are not worthy of even having the Darksaber. The armorer should have taken the Darksaber away from Din Djarin. But no, apparently he still has the Darksaber. Doesn't use it or anything, but he still has it. So Din Djarin knows that he has the Darksaber and that Bo-Katan doesn't. And that Bo-Katan needs the Darksaber to be able to retake Mandalore. But because he has the Darksaber, that means Bo-Katan doesn't have the Darksaber, meaning she can't take over Mandalore. So Din Djarin, who knows she doesn't have the Darksaber, knows that she can't retake Mandalore without the Darksaber, goes to Bo-Katan and goes, what happened to your plans of taking over Mandalore? Oh, hey, moron! You took the she doesn't have the Darksaber! Anyway. Oh, but here's the thing with Bo-Katan, right? He enters the throne room, and there's Bo-Katan just lounging on the throne. And it's like, blow me, bullshit! Like, she's just, like, she has no army. She has no followers. She has no servants. She has no money. She's got nothing. But she's just casually lounging on her throne. Guaranteed. This is a theory. This is my theory of what actually happened. Because there was a droid waiting for Din Djarin when he landed, it can be reasonably assumed that they have satellites or whatever, and they detected that a ship was coming in. Hence, why there was a droid waiting for the ship. Which meant that Bo-Katan knew that Din Djarin was showing up. Guaranteed, Bo-Katan was in a room or in the kitchen eating or something, watching TV in a house coat or something. Found out that Din Djarin was showing up. Went, oh crap, got dressed, cleaned up, and then just ran to the throne room to just purposely pose lounging on the throne room just so that, Din Djarin could come in and see her. Because, give me a break. It's typical woman, just has to acting like she was there the entire time, just lounging on the throne, nothing special. Give me a break. Oh, and then it was the pirates. Okay. Oh, what's his name? Karga. Okay, here's the thing. Karga goes out into the town with just Din Djarin. No security, no guards, and randomly ends up running into a bunch of pirates who want to kill him. He's walking around without any security. I thought you were the high magistrate. You don't have any security? No, apparently not, because apparently when you go up against 5 or 6 pirates, they decide that they're going to have a fair gunfight. They should have just mowed them down without anything whatsoever. But you can't have that because then Karga would have died, whatever. So then they're in Din Djarin and I hate that little twerp. I hate Grogu, so instead of calling him Grogu, I'm just calling him that green little turd. They're in the ship. The green little turd, right, is in that section of the ship that's designed for the R2 units. But apparently there's an escape hatch between that section to the cockpit that allows, that little green turd to whatever. How he was able to figure that out, I don't know. What you taught him that it was there, or it's stupid, it's forced, but it's a little thing. So then the pirates show up, and the show's going, we want a dogfight. We want a dogfight. We don't care how ridiculous it is, how stupid it is. We want Din Djarin to have a dogfight against 5 or 6 pirates in an asteroid field, no less, where there's a chance that he could get hurt or get shot at, damaged or whatever. No, screw it, whatever. But here's the thing. Din Djarin eventually gets to where the giant pirate ship is and then stops and goes, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Pushes a button and hyperspace and hyper jumps out of there. And it's like, wait a minute. You could have hyper jumped at any time that you wanted. Why didn't you hyper jump as soon as you found out that there was 5 or 6 pirates attacking you? You could have just hit the button, hyper jumped out of there, and would have been gone. Why would you risk a dogfight against 5 or 6 pirates who are supposed to be good at fighting in space in the middle of an asteroid? It's whatever. Anyway, is there anything else? Probably, but I'm done. I got it. This is the Mandalorian, and this is anyway. And I can't think. I'm done. I've expended my energy. I got that out of my system. I'm good. I hope. And this is the Mandalorian. This is what you consider a good TV show. Whatever. Now I gotta watch episode 2. You know what? I probably should. I don't think I actually made videos covering season 2. I'll probably have to do videos covering season 2. If you guys are interested in me, tearing apart and establishing the brain dead stupid that was throughout season 2. But then again, hardly anybody watched my videos on season 1, so I don't even think it's worth it. But yeah, I just wanted to I just saw the episode and had to trash it. If you guys are interested, I'll do the same thing for episode 2, because God knows it's going to be just as full of brain dead stupid as every other episode. But I'm going to go have breakfast now. I'm out of here. See ya.